Well, as you mentioned that airline companies gained in trade yesterday because the government announced that international travel will start from March 27. But is it sustainable and will the companies can report a profitability in the fourth quarter? Let's find out. Now, in the third quarter, if you see the airline companies reported a profitability for the first time in the last 8 quarters. Now, the three reasons that aided this profitability in the third quarter of financial year 2022. Firstly, it was the higher yields. Second, it was the improved passenger load factor. And the third reason was higher capacity that flew in the third quarter of financial year 2020. Now, situation was looking as if it's going towards normalization. But how so far Q4 has panned out, it's less likely that the airline companies could report a profitability. Now, Q4 was marred by lower air traffic, lower passenger load factors. Now, both these factors were because of the third wave of COVID. Now, the impact of both these things were felt for lower number of days, but it was the higher fuel cost which is expected to have a much bigger impact on the airline companies. If you see in the third quarter, even if we assume that there would be no COVID impact in the fourth quarter, and if you take the third quarter numbers as the base and just increase the fuel cost. So what we have done here is that we have assumed the current fuel cost, and based on the current fuel prices, the fuel cost per available seat kilometer for IndiGo, which is India's largest airline, could increase by nearly 15%. That is from 1.43 rupees per seat kilometer to 1.64 rupees per seat kilometer. And because of this 15% increase in the fuel cost, the company's unit income would come down to negative 0.15. So thus a 15% increase in fuel cost, that is the current fuel prices, would pull IndiGo, which is India's largest airline, to red. And thus the fact that the government is starting international air traffic is positive from a long-term view. At this moment, for short-term, it makes more sense for airline companies to restrict the number of flights to lower their financial losses.